During the visit, the two countries agreed to push their comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership to a new level. In your opinion, how will people in Sierra Leone benefit from the upgraded bilateral partnership?
China and Sierra Leone are long-standing brothers, partners, and friends. And in 2016, we upgraded our relationship to comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership during the last several years. And we strengthened our practical cooperation in the framework of this comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership and benefit our two people. And during the last few years, China is the largest trade partner of Sierra Leone for I think, more than 10 consecutive years. And we have a project in Sierra Leone invested by China companies. That's the biggest foreign invested project. All of this benefit our two people. But I want to expand on our cooperation in the medical and health sector. And we dispatched medical team to Sierra Leone 51 years ago. Last year, we celebrate the 50th anniversary of dispatching medical team to Sierra Leone. And during the last few years, we fight against COVID-19 shoulder by shoulder. And a lot of Sierra Leone friends told me, and they feel at ease because they see there are 3 Chinese medical teams in Sierra Leone. So we can see Sierra Leone is the least affected countries during the COVID-19 because he is one of the most rate of vaccine. We provide a lot of medical materials and vaccine to them. And our medical teams there have done more than 60% of testing for Sierra Leoneans across the country. So all of this and show us that this relationship really benefit our two people and have a lot of visible achievements.
Well, you just talk about a lot of cooperation between the two sides. Sierra Leone joined the Belt and Road Initiative in 2018, and in the past few years, the two countries have had successful cooperation in various fields under the BRI. How can the two sides further enhance the high-quality construction of the Belt and Road in the future?
And Sierra Leone is one of the first countries to join Belt and Road Initiative. In 2018, the two countries signed agreement to practice Belt and Road cooperation. And since then, and we have seen a lot of achievements of practical cooperation in the framework of Belt and Road Initiative. And now I think the task of our both countries is to upgrade the quality of Belt and Road cooperation. And last year, China hosted the third Belt and Road Forum Summit, and we want to have the high quality cooperation with all of the countries for Belt and Road cooperation. And I think our task is to connect the demanding needs of the country and with our advantages areas. So, and I'm very happy to see last year when President Xi Jinping attended the China-Africa high-level dialogue in South Africa. He proposed 3 new measures, namely help the industrialization of African countries, help the in agriculture modernizations of African countries and help to help the capacity building of African countries. So I think this is really in need of the most of the African countries, including Sierra Leone. And I think the industrialization is one of the I think highlights that we can push forward our cooperation. Sierra Leone is a country rich in mineral, especially iron ore. Some ministers in Sierra Leone told me that Sierra Leone export iron for 70 years, but until now they cannot produce steel. They need to import steels for their construction. So I think industrialization is one of the areas that we can put more resources.
Speaking of more cooperation areas, the two sides agreed to promote the implementation of the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative proposed by China. Why is this important for the West African country?
I think now we are in a world of turbulence, and we have seen a huge deficit of peace, development, trust, and understanding. So I think the three initiatives, namely Global Development Initiative, Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative proposed by President Xi, provide Chinese solution to addressing the global challenges. I think this is a public good provided by China and is welcomed by most of the countries in the world, including Western African countries, Sierra Leone. And I think we can jointly to push forward this three initiatives and have it benefit our people and the region altogether. For example, for the Global Development Initiative, I think the strong aspiration and eagerness of African countries for common development is very clear. They don't want to be left behind. They want to work with other countries, including China, to realize their development. And for the Global Security Initiative, I think we also have a lot of areas we can work together. For example, last year we released the concept paper of the GSI, and we list a lot of areas that we can cooperate in Sierra Leone, including in the Gulf of Guinea. There is a lot of piracy. Last year, one of Chinese fishing vessel was hijacked by pirates. So we can work together to counter pirates. This is also one of the areas we can seek for in the future. And as to the Global Civilization Initiative, I think Sierra Leone is a country with diversified culture, and the people live peacefully, and there is different tribes, different religions, and they can live peacefully. And we can exchange experience how to make people understanding each other despite their different religious, different culture. So before I come back to help to receive President Bio, and I host a reception to celebrate the Chinese Lunar New Year. And one of the most popular program is that some Sierra Leone students performance of martial arts and line dancing. And the minister of the tourism culture told me this is example of the cultural exchanges and integration between China and Sierra Leone. So in the future, we can see more this kind of cases.
Ambassador, you accompanied President Bio on his visit to China over the past few days. Could you share some memorable experiences from the visit?
And during this visit, I accompanied President Bio for the talks between leaders, visit some projects, and I'm deeply impressed by the eagerness and aspiration of President Bio for development. So I can share some things. And during the talks with President Xi, President Bio expressed the admiration to Chinese achievements during the last 4 decades, and he said China's path to modernization and provide example for some other developing countries. And Sierra Leone want to strengthen the exchanges and on governance with China, and to learn how to make development through learning to Chinese path to modernization. The second thing I want to share is that when I accompanied President Bio to visit some, Hebei province, and we take the high-speed train, and when we see some thing through the window, he asked me, what's the greenhouse, and just alongside the railway. I told him that's greenhouse to help produce vegetables in the winter, protect them from snow, from cold weather. So he was a little surprised. He said, and Chinese people and take every measures to create good conditions for development. But Sierra Leone, they have very good conditions, but they didn't make full use of it. So he said, and we should put more resources into development. And this is what he learned from China. The third thing I want to share is that after we visit steel mill in Hebei province, and he asked a lot of questions: how to establish a steel mill, and how they can get more skilled, talented people who can help to produce the steel, and how can establish a power station to help producing the steel. So I can see from his questions that he are very eager to realize the development. So I think this is the deepest impression I get from this visit when I accompanied His Excellency President Bio in China.
Well, just now you talk about that the two countries have been ready to enhance their bilateral ties in many areas. Well, China says it will encourage more of its enterprises to invest in Sierra Leone as part of its efforts to deepen mutually beneficial cooperation in agriculture, mining, fisheries, vocational education, and infrastructure. How has bilateral cooperation in these areas been progressing so far? And what other areas do you believe hold untapped potential for future collaboration?
And I think China-Sierra Leone relationship is a comprehensive and strategic cooperative partnership. That means, and our cooperation areas is wide-ranging. And I think in the future, and we can inject more energy into our cooperation and make it better benefit our two people. But I want to say agriculture may be the one of the most important area that we can see more shining and promising future. because after President Bio was re-elected last year, he made agriculture one of his flagship governance in the second term. The concept is feed salon, and made agriculture the most important areas he wants to put more resources in. And just as I mentioned, and now we also make agriculture modernization as one of the important areas that we will push forward our cooperation with African countries. So, and we can see Sierra Leone is very good at, he has some very good conditions for agriculture development. It has a lot of arable land. It is abundant in rainfall and sunshine. It can harvest thrice every year. So I think we have a huge potential for cooperation in the future. And this time in China, I think we have signed some MOU and agreement for our cooperation in the agriculture sector. Now in Wuhan, in Hubei province, and President Bio will visit some agriculture project, rice planting study, and some other projects. And now we have a agriculture technical team in Sierra Leone. It's from Hubei province. So in the future, I think we will seek for some new model. I think it's a combination of governmental assistance and the private sector to make it more sustainable.
Well, speaking of cooperation in trade and investment, both sides have agreed to further expand trade and investment cooperation. And China says it will invite Sierra Leone to continue participating in the China International Import Expo, where we have seen a lot of businesses from African countries. How has bilateral trade developed in recent years, and what does the Chinese market mean for Sierra Leone's products?
And China is Sierra Leone's biggest trade partner. And last year, the bilateral trade volume is 1.6 billion US dollars. We export about 1 billion. Sierra Leone export about 0.6 billion. And but I think now our bilateral trade is more in the area of mining, and most of the trade volume between our two countries is mining resources, especially the iron ore. So in the future, I think we should take some measures to diversify our trade relations. And I think we have a lot of things to do. For example, Sierra Leone is good at planting cashew, and I think this is also very welcome in China, like this agriculture products from Africa. And Sierra Leone is rich in lobster. So here I can tell you, Sierra Leone's lobster is also very good. The size is not so big as the lobster from Australia, but it's also delicious. And more important, it's cheap. And a lot of Chinese, they can, maybe realize the freedom of lobster if we have more lobster imported from Sierra Leone. So all of this provides a huge potential for our bilateral trade relations. And last year, Sierra Leone Deputy Minister led a delegation to China to attend the International Import Expo. This is the first time they send a delegation there. And they are very shocked about the how popular is African agricultural products is in China. So, and they said they will continue to attend the import expo. So in the future, we can make full use of this kind of platform, such as import expo, such as the Canton Fair, such as China Africa Economic and Trade Expo. So I think make full use of this platform, and through our joint efforts, we can see shining future of our bilateral trade relations.
Well, I can't wait to taste the delicious seafood, the lobsters from Sierra Leone. Well, I would like to wrap up our interview with your general impression about this visit. President Bio is the first African head of state to visit China in 2024. How will the president's visit influence the future bilateral relations?
And this is the second visit by President Bio, and his first visit is in 2018, and after he got elected. And he thinks the important consensus reached by two leaders in 2018 provide a very solid base foundation for the bilateral relations in the last 5 years. So last year, and after he was re-elected in June of the general elections, he expressed willingness to visit China again. So, and I'm very happy to see President Bio is the first African head of state received by President Xi Jinping in the new year. And this is just before the two sessions of China. So I think this showed the great importance China attached to China-Sierra Leone relations. And I think after the 53 years of development, after we established diplomatic ties, now China-Sierra Leone relations face new opportunities. And so as a Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone, I'm fully confident to the future of our bilateral relations. This confidence comes from the important guidance from two heads of state. And I think looking back to the history, the guidance from heads of state provide indispensable role in our bilateral relations. And my confidence also comes from the solid foundation we have established during the last 53 years after we have our diplomatic ties in 1971. And we have medical teams there, we have Confucius Institute there, and we are the biggest trade partner of Sierra Leone, and the biggest investment, foreign investment projects is from China. All of this is a solid foundation. My confidence also comes from the long-standing friendship between our two people. And after I arrived in Sierra Leone, and I can feel the friendship between our two people. I think all of this and will ensure our bilateral relations can continue, this good momentum, and will achieve more to better benefit our two people.
This is CGTN Radio. Hear the difference.